Hello little ones, welcome back to the Duck Yard. Today we're continuing on of the series, Car Seat Powered Jet Car. Now our last episode was kinda, quite short. It was only about 13 minutes. Long 12 minutes because of the ad and stuff, but this depends. Just depends. Like, I don't know. Anyway, Krabby Snacks, Krabby Badbies, let me know what you eat down below. Let's continue on with the video. Yay! Anyway, looks like he added these two things and the tower. Nothing else have changed much by the looks of it. Use tape and a couple more extra stickers. Anyway, let's watch.
This is a jet-powered RC car, and this is an airport runway moments before I attempted to break a land speed record.
Going for power on now.
At this airport in a remote corner of the UK, people gather a few times a year to drive their model cars as fast as they can. And for the past couple of months, I've been constructing, testing and perfecting a car of my own design to shake up the competition and hopefully get the record for the fastest remotely operated model car to be powered by a jet engine. I've actually been working on this project for over a year now, with the first version of the car in 2022 serving as a good learning platform to teach me how to build a bigger, twice as powerful and much more beautiful car. But what I didn't know back then was that this would become the most stressful, draining and heartbreaking project I would ever do. If you've watched the previous videos on my channel, you'll know that this car is powered by a rather large JetCat 220 engine, fixed with a front
that's nice.
3D printed nose and lots of electronic gizmos to make it all work. On its first shakedown at a local racetrack, it had performed brilliantly, being super stable thanks to its streamlined bodywork and large fins. On its first day, we got it to 70 miles an hour, but knew there was plenty more that this car had to offer. It had only been using a fraction of the available power and never even went full throttle. If we could get this car to a longer and wider piece of tarmac, it should be straightforward to hit the Guinness World Record target speed of 93.2 miles an hour, but with record breaking, nothing is ever that straightforward. First I found a willing helper to assist with the record attempt. This is Matt from the YouTube channel DIY Perks, who you might have seen in some of my previous videos. Next I needed to prepare the car. Unfortunately I didn't have time to develop my own wheels for the car, so I'd have to use standard foam tyres and hope that they'd survive the insane speeds that they'd be rotating at if the car ever went to full throttle. That being said, I did have time to improve the radio connection between the car and the controller, so I shouldn't have any range issues. Next I added kill switches for emergencies and practicality, and then I just had enough time to add my updated list of Patreon supporters' names to the rear fin. Now it was time to tackle the third problem of actually getting to the event, which was scheduled to happen on the first weekend of July, which even for the UK should have had sunny weather and calm winds.
So it's more rainy today, and then tomorrow rain. But oh look, sun in the afternoon.
Well, it's better than it looked to be.
Yeah, it looked like it was just going to be solid rain all the time.
Yeah, I have my foot.
To the success of the land speed record.
Yes.
We would miss the first day of the event, but some people were there already trying out the runway in the rain with some mixed results. It would turn out that the rain and crosswind would play a key role in our record attempt over the next few days.
So we've arrived in Wales at our accommodation, and now we're just going to get some food.
After refueling ourselves, we returned home for an evening briefing to make sure that we had a solid plan nailed for the following day. Now all we needed to do was get some sleep and hope for some better conditions on the day where we try and break the world record.
Morning, James. Morning. Weather is looking pretty windy right now, and also it's scheduled to rain all morning.
So James, we've arrived.
It's not raining. Sorry, I keep going on about the weather. But
Yeah.
We're at Llanbedr Airfield. It's a great big open space, so it's going to get affected by the wind.
To me, it looks quite favourable to drive the car, but there's a bit of a wind.
There were loads of other people at the event, each trying to up their personal best speeds, using a variety of mostly off-the-shelf electric cars, but some with a few interesting modifications. We had loads of interest in our vehicle, which, to be fair, might have been because it more resembled a missile than a car.
Do you think he has a good chance?
What, to break the jet record?
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, she's a beast. Good luck, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've set up camp, and now we're going to do our first very important test, which is a range check.
Using my skateboard to ride away from the car with the transmitter, I was surprised to find that the range seemed to be better than what we needed it to be.
I can hardly see the car right now. It's so far away. I mean, I can't actually see it.
We now needed to demonstrate to the event officials that the car was safe to operate by firing up the engine, but before we could get the chance to do that, the rain returned. This was all pretty frustrating, but at the same time I was starting to appreciate just how many challenges land speed record breaking can throw at you.
There is no form of advanced engineering, no form of record breaking where you get it smooth. It just doesn't happen. It wouldn't be record breaking if it did happen that way. Records were broken every week. But it doesn't matter really whether you're playing with a world record breaking car, a high-speed aircraft, high-speed boat, or any form of advanced engineering, rocketry or whatever. This is the terrible part about trying to break a record. You'll see, once you start, you're past the point of no return. So you have to go on. You've got to go on. There's no going back, and once you start something, you've got to finish it.
Thankfully, the weather improved and the track dried out quickly, so it was now time for the first engine run-up, watched carefully by Stuart the scrutineer to make sure that the engine would shut off and the brake supply in the case of an LOS, a loss of signal, and that the car could be started and stopped safely.
Yeah, great. Okay, thanks. Hey, we've got a
Well
working
done, well
car.
done,
Yes, we're at the starting line now. Now all we have to do is set a world record. Good luck.
Yeah. No, good luck to you.
I was confident in the car, so we decided it was worth having a crack at the record straight away, but it was all going to be down to my driving skills to bring it home in one piece. Patreons, sponsors, and all of my YouTube subscribers were hoping and expecting me to get a good result. But could I deliver it?
Fully.
This jet car was complex to run, with a whole load of unknowns, and although proven up to 70 miles an hour, it was about to drive into uncharted territory.
Okay, going full throttle up now.
Go, go, go.
Ow.
Beautiful. Hey, got the record. Yeah.
And just like that, we'd got the record.
Cooling. Hey, 94. 94. 94.
Yes.
Well done. Hey, well done.
Just about.
Nice one, man. You're buzzing.
Oh my god. So glad that we've actually got that in the bag.
Yeah.
Now, what was next? During that run, I'd hardly touched the throttle, only initially giving it about 70% throttle for a couple of seconds just to get it moving, before easing off to safely guide it through the gates. We knew it would go faster, but the question now was how much faster?
So we're getting ready for the very next run, and we're going to be using foam tyres this time because we're going to be pushing it up much higher than before. So these new tyres, they've just come out of the bag and they need balancing. So just borrowed a wheel balancer, and yeah, we're just getting them all ready. These are all balanced already, so I've just put a few, not that one, that was fine. This one's got a tiny bit of lead just here, and it's just stuck with adhesive onto it, like sticky tape adhesive. And yeah, that means that when you spin it, it doesn't have any heavy spots on it. Just need to make sure that we're doing all of this stuff while approaching high speeds because, yeah, as the speeds get higher, the revolutions get faster and the exploding tyres get more frequent.
At the event there were some especially helpful people, and none more so than David from Scorched Parts, who I really appreciated spending the time away from his own car to come and help set up the optimal wheel geometry for the Jet car. As the all-out RC car speed record holder, he really knows his stuff, and even managed to make a 208-mile-an-hour run in the wet look easy earlier in the day.
Ow.
Again though, with record breaking, nothing is easy, as David would find out later on in the day when his world record car caught fire at the end of a run. The wind had dropped and conditions were looking more favourable. What would the Jet car do when holding open the throttle for a little bit longer? Would all go to plan? Well, we would be in for a mixed result. Quickly, just before I show you the second record attempt of the weekend, I wanted to give a quick shout out to PCBWay, who sponsored this month's video. As you might remember from the first video in the series, PCBWay actually manufactured the chassis for this car, and you might want to get them to manufacture parts or PCBs for your own projects. It's really simple to upload your design files to PCBWay's site, and they offer a whole load of different services, from PCB printing to PCB assembly, CNC, 3D printing, OEM, and lots of other services too. So make sure to go to PCBWay.com for a one-stop solution for PCB prototype services and more. Right, time for the second run of the day. As with every run, this could end in disaster. So I checked everything, made sure the course was clear,
Okay, thank you.
and opened the throttle.
Whoa! Nose cones off!
Whoa. Okay, interesting. So, we've got the nose cone here.
137!
137, well done!
Somehow the car had gone through the gates at 137 miles an hour, lost its nose for some reason, and then continued onwards to stop safely even with its radically altered aerodynamics.
Yeah, not great.
To understand why this had happened, we'd have to look at the footage. Unfortunately, we found out that this run wouldn't count as an official record, as the car needed to remain in one piece. Which was fair enough. It was nearing the end of day one on the airfield, and I had a big decision to make. Was it worth fixing the nose quickly and trying again, or should we definitely not do that, because that would be a terrible idea, and instead scrub the rest of the day and analyse the problem? I really didn't want to make a bad call that would endanger the car, as it was now working so well and had so much unknown potential. I'd still hardly given it any throttle, yet it had shot off from the starting line like a bullet and remained on rails for the duration of the run, going from 0 to 137 miles an hour in under 8 seconds. We decided it was sensible to return to base and analyse the problem in the morning, after a good rest, but not before celebrating our excellent results and first world record. With the weather that evening finally looking ideal, we could enjoy the moment and hope for calmer conditions the next day. With the weather in the morning looking terrible, we decided to bide our time and wait for the afternoon.
So it's the next morning, and we've just been playing a bit of ping pong. Before that, we were looking at the footage that we shot yesterday and trying to analyse why the nose came off on that second run.
Oh, it wasn't actually attached to the bottom of the car. Yeah, James forgot to put the bolts in, yes. So it wasn't actually a flaw in his design.
Scrubbing through one of our angles, frame by frame, we noticed the nose had lifted off suspiciously cleanly from the base of the car, where it should have been mounted to using 2 M4 bolts. And these bolts were mysteriously completely absent from both the nose and the car when we retrieved
Next device you need to...
I'd forgotten to put these bolts in.
Matt had actually noticed that I'd forgotten to put those bolts in, but thought I was just going to do it. At some point, yeah, at some point before the run.
My fault.
Obviously, that
Rush.
had no chance of surviving the run because as soon as we hit a small bump, we briefly had the underside of the nose exposed, and therefore it just took off from the rest of the car. never to be seen again. Thankfully, I think we can fix the nose, so we're going to do that in a few minutes when we're back at the airfield.
Unfortunately for us, although we'd waited until later in the day, when the nicer weather was forecast at the airfield, when we got to the runway, there was an even stronger crosswind than the day previous. The nose was repaired with some spare 3D printed sections, and now safely bolted to the base of the car, with Matt double checking. The crosswind was very concerning, but I'd seen other drivers pass through the timing gates completely unaffected, many commenting that they'd hardly felt it.
How are you feeling about this, hopefully fastest run so far?
Well, yes, feeling okay, looking forward to getting going, and it feels nice that we now have a proven car that we can really push without worrying about too many unknowns.
With a longer run-up and more throttle all the way up to the gates, the jet car would clearly be capable of speeds far, far greater than the 137 miles an hour we'd seen the previous day. But I wanted to take it easy and have another attempt at a similar speed to run number 2, to officially nudge the record up from 94 miles an hour. So with that, I positioned the car in the same place, slightly back from the control tower, and then again, it all went quiet, and it was all down to me not to make a mess of it. With a car that I'd spent 3 months building, with a JetCat engine on board worth thousands of dollars, and with potentially thousands of people going to watch this on the internet, I felt a huge pressure. I just needed to keep it on the track.
Wow. Oh, no. Oh,
And
no.
just like that, it was all over.
That was not good.
Kidding me? The second time now? Oh. Yeah. My soul is crushed.
This was truly the most heartbreaking crash I'd ever experienced. Just as things were looking up and the car had looked set to achieve so much more, I'd made the wrong call, which resulted in the car being swept across the runway by the crosswinds and destroyed in seconds. The wind speed had been simply too high, and the flat face on the side of the car had acted like a sail, the wind pushing the car to the side of the track where it had hit a recessed drain cover, jumped into the air, and catastrophically exploded upon landing. The engine had flown out of the car and been destroyed.
And there was just a loner. He didn't own that engine. Oh, I can see his money fly out of his pockets. It's absolutely heartbroken.
Come on, James.
Although this project had ended with a bang, I was reminded in life that things rarely go smoothly, and there are many ups and downs to every challenge you take on. The car had been destroyed, but it had achieved a great thing during its short life. We'd achieved what we set out to do, we'd got a world record, and I'd finally experienced some of what those great record breakers had experienced during their turbulent record attempts, albeit on a smaller scale.
Yeah, we got to 94 point something miles an hour. Officially, that's a Guinness World Record, so we've done the biggest milestone of this project so far, and it's all going well. I'm really, 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 really pleased. Thank you.
Yeah, he's heartbroken. I would say that car looks absolutely shambled, but I think just next time. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed that video. I know I did. It was a little bit heartbreaking for me to see it, well, being destroyed. And it's really sad, but hey. Oh, I see there's still one more video. Oh, we're quickly gonna watch it. But that's on the next video. Don't forget to check him out. Link in the description down below. And as well, I'll see you all next time. I'm Yamato, and I'm signing off. Bye-bye.